Hello everyone, welcome in my YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss about मेटेलोजेनी एंड प्लेट टेक्टोनिक्स। आज के इस व्याख्यान में हम प्लेट विवर्तनिकी का धातु जननिकी के साथ क्या संबंध है इसके बारे में चर्चा करेंगे। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, the world map showing the distribution of major deposits. The map showing the deposits of the gold, nickel, copper and platinum group of elements, volcanogenic massive sulfide deposits, SEDEX deposit, Mississippi Valley type deposit, porphyry copper deposit, iron oxide copper gold deposits and uranium deposit. So, most of the deposit in the world are porphyry type deposit along the plate boundaries. So, what is the plate tectonics? The concept of plate tectonics recognizes that the lithosphere is divided into number of rigid plates which display considerable lateral movement. The engine of plate tectonics is convective cooling of mantle. The resulting lithosphere is in part recycled back into mantle. Extensional and compressional interaction at plate boundaries are the causes of profusely fertile metallogenetic system. So this is the diagram showing the convective current of the mantle. And here this is the generation of the magma. The formation of intercontinental rifts, olacogens and large sedimentary basins, that is incipient divergent plate boundaries, we can say the extensional setting. Rift originated by extensional deformation of lithospheric plates and may or may not evolve into a new plate boundary. Rifting causes the thinning of crust, upflow of hot mantle and updoming of rift shoulders. Volcanic activity within the rift is often organized into large volcanic centers that are called as hotspots. Hotspot can be the origin of three diverging rifts that are called as triple junction. Two of the three rift arms may widen to form a new ocean, whereas the third remains inactive and is called a failed rift arms. Several failed rift arms display a thick sediments. Also, considerable intrusive activity may occur, and this type of setting is called as oleogens. This is the direction of crustal tension in which the tension cracks are developed in when the plate is moving apart. Here, again extension continue, then the Graben valley are formed, and in this continuation These are the range basin are formed. So crustal extension causes the earth crust to rift, creating horst and gravens. This basin and range topography occurs along a normal fault. Africa is thought to have been split by a series of rift valleys in various stages of development. Those in East Africa are still in thick crust. Those in West Africa are associated with thick oil-bearing sediments. In the Red Sea area, the rifting has gone so far as to form a narrow ocean. In the southeast Madagascar, it has been completely separated from Africa by rifting. Here, this is Triple R Junction in Africa after Burke and Whiteman. If continents rift apart to form ocean basin, other ocean must close. This may be repeated throughout Earth history. Example, the Iapetus Ocean between England and Scotland in Lower Paleozoic closed in Caledonian, later opening in the Atlantic almost in the same place. The cycle is known as Wilson cycle. Rifting of continents by mantle diaparism. The continental drift, seafloor spreading and formation of ocean basin. Progressive closure of ocean basin by subduction of ocean lithosphere, and continental collision and final closure of ocean basin. This is the stages of Wilson cycle. Again, this is the stages of Wilson cycle in which embryonic to young stage, mature stage, waning stage, this terminal stage, and remnant stage. Sediment of the continental rift include terrestrial or alluvial clastic infill that contain uranium, placers, and coal deposits. Freshwater, saline, or marine influenced lake stage succeed with beds of salt, gypsum, magnesite, phosphate, valuable clays, and oil shale. Full marine ingression into the widening rifts and inception of organic spreading can induce submarine metalliferous exhalation of black smokers or brine pool type red sea and deposition of thick marine sedimentary sequences. Hotspot related ore forming systems include the Bushveld in South Africa, tin fertile A-type granite in Nigeria, many alkali carbonatite igneous complexes with apatite, fluorine, niobium, and rare earth element ores. Tip can be site of thick clastic sediments. These sediments hold vast amount of intergranular salt water that are called as brines. The brine may be in contact with reducing sediments such as carbonaceous shale, which are also a ready supply of sulfur or sulfate. As the sediment compacts, these brines are expelled and can move laterally for a larger distance until they move up the rift fault. Having been buried deep, the brine get hot and can be very corrosive. So, en route, they can dissolve considerable amount of metals. When they rise up the rift fault, the brine cools down and allowing metal to precipitate out. This can be enhanced because oxidizing meteoric water or groundwater may also penetrate down these faults, so metal will be precipitated out when they meet. So this diagram showing the prominent ore proveniences include the European copper shale, which is formed by this way. When rifting reaches the stage of a deep cavern will with vertical displacement at marginal fault. Well into the upper mantle in some cases, hydrothermal convection system may form. The ascending branch of these hydrothermal systems typically result in deposit of lead, zinc, silver, manganese, fluorine, and barytes in the form of vein and metasomatic replacement bodies in the rift margin rocks or of ore bed in the graben sediments. Good example are many lead, zinc, and manganese occurrence in the tertiary sediment on both sides of Red Sea. Flood basalt volcanism may be a result of volcanism producing Ghent, copper, nickel, and platinum group of deposits. Placer gold and Mississippi Valley type lead, zinc, barite, fluoride deposits are also possible in the rift environment. Now, second one is the evolution of passive continental margin and disruption of older ore provinces that are divergent plate boundaries. Extensional setting. The opening of new ocean passes from high heat flow heat stage into a marine transition and thermal contraction phase. Relatively shallow epicontinental sea may form. As the young ocean widens, passive continental margin develop. Typical marine epicontinental shelf ore deposits include salt, phosphate, and hydrocarbon source rock. Manganese ore beds, metalliferous marine placers, and banded iron ore of the superior type. So, epicontinental sea, inland or Epiric sea, is a shallow sea that covers central areas of the continent. Uh, One of the most example of the world is the Caspian Sea, which is the largest lake on the earth. So, intracontinental and epicontinental environment host the SADC type, MVT type, red bed coppers, SADC, iron oxide, copper gold, and layered intrusion host nickel and copper deposit, uranium in redox front, kimberlite, and diamonds. So this is the schematic illustration of major geological characteristic of mineral deposit type that typically occur in ore forming environment within the interior region of the continents. Third one is the sea floor spreading and the production of new lithosphere at mid-oceanic ridges, oceanic divergent or constructive plate boundaries. This concern ore formation at mid-oceanic ridges and in ophiolites. After abduction, the production of these processes are ophiolite-hosted deposits. Many ophiolites, however, were not formed at mid-oceanic rift, but in tensional setting include back arc spreading system or rift of primitive Iceland arcs, that is Cyprus ophiolite. Related ore deposits are sulfide mounds or mud pools, iron manganese oxide occurs and other numbers, distal manganese crust and nodule with important content of copper, nickel and cobalt. This is also an extra extensional setting, intercontinental hotspot in rift and mid-oceanic region and Hawaii type hotspot chains. Fourth one is the subduction of lithospheric plate at convergent or destructive plate boundaries, a compressional setting. So this subduction recycle oceanic lithosphere back into mantle. The trace of subduction on the seafloor is marked by deep oceanic trenches. Volcanic or island arc develop on the overriding plates. Volcanic arc in dominantly oceanic setting form island arcs, whereas active continental margin display continental or cordilleran arcs. There is a great diversity of subduction zone configuration due to many variables including slab density, thickness, and length. Subduction zones show variously high or low transward plate velocities, trans retreat or more rarely trans advance velocities, slab dip angles, and so forth. This is the volcanic arc system in which ocean basin, back arc, volcanic front, fore arc, ocean basins are formed. Volcanic front, fore arc, back arc, and at last ocean basins. It is important to stress that most of the Earth's richest ore provinces are found above subduction zones. This, the highly significant Andean type oceanic continental collision margin are the site of great porphyry copper molybdenum provinces of the world, while inboard of the arc significant tin and tungsten granitoid hosted mineralization also occurs. The volcanic region above the porphyry system are also the site of epithermal precious metal mineralization, that is of gold. A similar tectonic setting can exist between two slabs of oceanic crust, ocean-ocean collision. In this environment, porphyry copper-gold deposits occasionally occur associated with early stage of magmatism in this setting, whereas the later, more evolved alkaline magmatism give rise to Kurupo type or VMS deposit. The back arc basin represents the site of Basie type VMS deposits. Arc-arc collision in the back arc environment can also result in the preservation of abducted oceanic crust within which podiform chromium and sulfide segregation might be preserved. Continental collision, as the arc and continent accrete become closer, ophiolite abduction can occur and felsic magmatism may give rise to large iron lithophile element mineralization like barium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, calcium, strontium, etc. Ultimately, the oceanic crust is totally consumed to form a zone of continent-continent collision. The process results in thickened crust below collision belt and the formation of anatactic S-type greenroid melts. From these melt, tin, tungsten, uranium mineralization could occur. In addition, orogeny driven fluid give rise to orogenic vein-related gold system, orogenic gold deposit, which could be associated with the MVT lead zinc deposits. So these are the collision settings in which the oceanic crust is abducted into the continental crust. This is how the plate tectonics is related to the metallogeny, and most world's deposits are related to the plate tectonics. Thank you.